This is how much sugar is in a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. Wakanda forever. Hello everybody, my name is Yasmin and welcome once again to my kitchen. Messieurs, dames, bonjour et bonsoir et bienvenue. Now, I have been told that I favor Okoye quite a bit from Black Panther, and since it's Fashion Week featuring Black Panther, I figured I would channel her, Miss Okoye herself, while we have a conversation about sugar. Yeah? Now listen, sugar is everywhere. We find it in milk, in fruits, in a lot of vegetables. It's in our cakes, cookies, candies, in our beverages, yeah? But first, let's talk about what sugar is exactly, yeah? Sugar is a carbohydrate, and it's the key source of energy for our cells, for our internal organs, and for our brain, yeah? So sugar should not be that bad, right? After all, we find sugar in bananas, we find sugar in onions, we find sugar in sweet potatoes. This is actually Korean or Haitian sweet potatoes. We also find sugar in things like corn, in carrots, and in that superfood itself, in beets. So sugar should not be a problem, right? Well, the problem lies with added sugar, the man-made, the stuff that we make. And they are the driving force behind obesity, behind diabetes, and heart disease. Now, did you know that in America today, children under the age of 19, for example, 1 out of every 3 white kids and 1 out of every 2 Black and Hispanic children are either obese or diabetic. And they're also getting adult sick because of what we are feeding them. That's a major problem. And I am personally actually getting my foot into school food and child nutrition to be a part of that change. And I personally blame the food media that focus solely on presenting food as entertainment and with very little education on nutrition. And I want to be a part of that change. Yeah? Now, let's talk about the differences between natural sugar and added sugar. Okay, now let's talk with natural sugar. So in natural sugar, we get something called fructose and lactose. Fructose is the kind of sugar that we get from our fruits, and lactose is the sugar that we get from our milk. Now, in addition to fructose, we also get dietary fiber, which is important for the functioning of our gut health. We also get vitamins and minerals, and those two together are important for our bodily functions. For example, with vitamin A that we get from carrots, that's important for our eyesight. We get vitamin D from our fruits and vegetables. That's important for our bones and our skin. Vitamins and minerals are also important when it comes to energy sources. So we get that's your vitamin B, and also, before I forget, vitamin K. Vitamin K is important for the formation of blood clots. So for example, let's say you get a cut, right? That's vitamin K stepping into high gear to help you to stop the bleeding. Very, very important. Now, in comparison to fructose, okay, when it comes to added sugars, in addition to diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, do you know what else we get from those? We get a lot of empty calories. So for example, let's say you're the kind of person who eats donuts in the morning, or you go for an energy drink, right? Of course, you're gonna have a lot of energy off the bat, but about an hour or two later, you're going to crash because they are empty calories. They did nothing for you but spike your blood sugar level. In addition to that, you get cavities and plaque. Plaque are those yellow things that you get in between your teeth, especially if you don't take the time to brush and floss on a regular basis, okay? Now, am I saying that you should never have a little Debbie Swiss cake? No. Matter of fact, this was my favorite snack when I first came to America in Brooklyn in middle school. But now that I'm older, I know that I cannot eat this every day. The problem in America is that we eat these things in excess. Processed sugar, a lot of added salt, with lack of exercising, okay? I truly believe in moderation, but we do these things in excess. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I wanna give you a visual. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you exactly how much sugar is in each of these things. All right, so what we're looking at here are some of America's most famous snacks here. And what I wish as an educator is that every food item, when we pick it up, would on the food label would simply be read as tablespoon, teaspoon, and cups, but they are in grams. So what we're gonna do now is just do some basic math, okay? So to begin, I want you to understand that 4 grams, okay, equals 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon, number 1. So let's take a look at how much sugar we have in a Snickers bar. We have 28 grams, okay? 28 grams. 28 grams. So to convert grams to teaspoons, we're simply going to divide 28 into 4, okay? And that's going to give us 28 divided by 4. That's 7 teaspoons. That's a lot of sugar, okay? Now, what does that mean? 7 teaspoons, let's just break it down a little even more. So 7 teaspoons divided by 3, that gives us 2 tablespoons. Let's measure it up, okay? This is your Snickers bar. This is how much you're putting in your body. That's 1, 2 tablespoons, and 1 teaspoon. Your Snickers bar. All right, next up, let's go for, my favorite, my childhood memory. Let's continue on with our Little Debbie Swiss rolls. It has, mes amis, 42 grams of sugar. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, hey. 42 grams of sugar divided by 4. Là-bas, ou combien? 42 divided by 4. That's 10.5 teaspoons. To convert teaspoons into tablespoons, just divide it by 3. Okay. That is 3.5 tablespoons. Wow. That's almost a quarter cup. Let me show you. That's almost a quarter cup. This is how much sugar is in a Little Debbie's, Swiss rolls. All right, let's jump now into our Coca-Cola. Let's see how much sugar is in it. 65 grams of sugar. Let's go well. Do you see that? Okay, 65 grams of sugar divided by 4. This is 16 teaspoons, y'all. 16 teaspoons. Divide that by 3, because we're trying to measure for tablespoons, right? This is 5 tablespoons. 5 tablespoons. Actually, that's more like 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. Okay. Now, a quarter cup is about 4 tablespoons. So now you have an entire quarter cup. Yeah. Plus 1 tablespoon. This is how much sugar is in a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. This is crazy. All right, let's move on to a Hershey chocolate bar. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. A Hershey bar has, let's see. Now, mind you that it's telling you this is for 3 people. This is 3 servings, but most of us eat the whole thing, right? So per serving, it's supposed to be 12 grams, but most people are gonna eat the entire bar. So 12 times 6 is 36. So 36 grams of sugar divided by into 4. 36 divisé par 4. That is 9 teaspoons. Divide that further into 3. That's 3 tablespoons of sugar. Oh, you're getting my point here. And that's 2. And that's 3. This is how much sugar is in a Hershey bar. I'm not gonna do them all, but I am gonna finish off with the Red Bull, okay? 38 grams of sugar in a 12-ounce bottle of Red Bull. How much is it again? 38. 38 divided by 4. That's 9.5 teaspoons divided by 3. Okay. That's 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon. Do you see where I'm going with this? Ça fait 1. That's 2. That's 3. And a teaspoon. Yeah, this is how much sugar you're getting from a Red Bull. Unbelievable. This is how much sugar is in a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. I didn't rehearse this before the recording, and I have to say, this right here was actually one of my favorite videos to do. It really puts things into perspective for us, right? Because many of us, when we're out grocery shopping, we don't really read food labels. Little Debbie Swiss rolls. This is how much sugar is in a Snicker bar. Do you see that? So in conclusion, folks, you and I, we are what we eat. If you're diabetic, you're obese, there's no special pill, there's no magic to it, right? It's you. Now, unless, you know, something that was passed on to you, because there are some things we cannot control, like our genetics. But there's one area where the wheel is firmly in our hands. Yeah? What we eat. Our food choices. That's the power you and I have. Okay? Let me stick to my notes here. I'm going to conclude with this, okay? When we eat something sweet, the bacteria living on our teeth absorbs the carbohydrates, yeah, from the sugar for about 20 minutes, producing an acid that breaks down the enamel on the surface of our teeth. This is how we end up with cavities. This is how we end up with all kinds of dental issues, okay? My name is Yasmin, and once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. All right? It's important to brush your teeth after every single meal. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Wakanda forever.